Welcome back, everybody. The job market, of course, has been a bit of a roller coaster in the past few years, COVID included, and that might include someone you know going through a recent layoff. Jennifer Garcia, career coach and founder of Best Resume Coach Online, is here to help us navigate what it can be a time of change. Jennifer, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie. I'm delighted to be here.
I'm happy to have you. I will say it even struck in my household, so I know that we're kind of hearing collectively people are going through layoffs, especially in those ones that get a lot of coverage like tech and media, that sort of thing. So before we jump into your tips, can you just remind us a little bit about what it is you do?
Yes, thank you. I'm a writer, career coach, and the founder of Best Resume Coach, and I help talented and experienced professionals make meaningful career change through updating their resumes, LinkedIn optimization, and clarity for career transformation.
And boy, if you haven't had to dust off that resume in a couple of years, kind of a tough thing to do. So I think it's wonderful that this is a sort of service that you can help people out with to make sure they get back on the path, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right. So you brought tips today on navigating a layoff. I want to read kind of your points to you and just hear you expand on them. First one is allow yourself to feel, is what you say.
Yes, absolutely. I've created a free guide for everyone. So it's important to feel the emotion. It might be shock or grief or anger, whatever you're feeling when you get laid off. It's so important to take time to feel that so that it doesn't come up in other ways later on.
Absolutely. And sometimes you know it's coming. Sometimes you know it's 10% layoffs across the company. You know that your department might be getting downsized. Sometimes it is out of the clear blue sky. So that it can feel like shock.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And you may be thinking of making a change for a while, so now would be a good time to do that.
Oh, that's a good point. All right, how about not your fault?
Yes, it is not your fault. It could be department-wide layoffs. It's a company decision. It's not personal. So even though it might feel like it is very important to remember it's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done, and to just move forward the best way you can.
Absolutely. I think we all kind of self-reflect, like, I did this wrong, this is how I got, this is why I was one of the 10%, but sometimes it's just that you were the last person to join the company, and so you're right, not personal. Let's talk about self-care as well, because this is a big important piece of making sure we can move on appropriately.
Yes, for this I say find something that you enjoy doing and do that daily. Or as often as possible. For me, that's yoga and journaling and walking in nature, but it's important to take care of ourselves first, then we can make time for our family and friends, and then that personal and professional development piece.
Well, it leads you right into your next topic here, care for your loved ones at this time.
Yes, if you have time off, maybe you haven't been able to take a vacation because you've been working so hard, take the 2 weeks, take the months, however, if you have a severance or anything like that, take that time and really spend that quality time with your family. It's going to just refresh you, rejuvenate you, so you can hit the ground running when you are ready for the job search.
That's a good point. And maybe if another parent has been doing the school run each morning, that sort of thing, you can help out in a way that you couldn't otherwise.
Yes, absolutely.
That's nice. Okay, use your networks. Lean on those folks you know. This, I think, sometimes is hard to do because you don't want to feel like you're kind of manipulating any relationships you have.
Exactly, but you will be so surprised. People are so supportive. Your in-person networks and your network on LinkedIn. If you can share what's happening with your story and the career change as it's happening, people will be so supportive and willing to provide you with connections or opportunities, or just to lend an ear.
Mm-hmm. And now that you've said LinkedIn, I have to follow up on this. How important is it to have a good refreshed LinkedIn profile?
Extremely important.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, it's not me. I need to work on that.
Yes.
Is that kind of like the Facebook for jobs?
Yes, and it's for jobs, job search, connection, finding recruiters and hiring managers globally. That's the number one place that they look for qualified candidates.
Okay, that's good to know. Prep yourself for success. What do you mean?
Yes, so you want to make sure, if you haven't done it in a while, like you're saying, dust off your resume, look at your LinkedIn, log in, make sure you have a one-page resume that you feel really good about and that works in tandem with your LinkedIn. So something that can really share your career story, and if you're ready to make that pivot, you can actually update it in a way that shows what you are interested in doing, what you have done, and tell that story in a way that makes sense, that's cohesive.
Yeah, it kind of goes right into your next points. Craft that story and then make sure you share it out there.
Yes, and make sure that it's ready to go, like you said, before you need it.
Absolutely. Okay, maximize your job search. What do you mean by that?
So there are, of course, job alerts. You can sign up for things like that, but make sure you're making the most most of it. Don't spend time applying for jobs that you're not interested in or that you may feel unexcited about. You really want to match what you're qualified for with what you're willing to do. Just because you've done something in the past doesn't mean that you want to continue to do that. So be aware of your own preferences so that you can make an informed choice when searching for jobs, and your job search will actually go a lot faster and easier that way too.
That's good to know, because I think sometimes you get laid off. The easiest thing to do is get a job in that same industry, doing that same thing, even if that's not what you loved doing, right? Okay.
Exactly.
So navigate a career change. How do we do that?
Yes, well, you want to engage a trusted coach or an advisor to help you. Could be someone who's just an impartial, objective person, or a coach like me. And you really want to have someone that you can bounce ideas off of, give you some informed guidance about what to do next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's easier when someone's not biased. They can kind of come in and help in the places that you need it, because there's so many little mental roadblocks, I think, for people when they're
Yes.
dealing with this. Yeah.
Yes, and a lot of times people lose their confidence. It's so hard to talk about what happened in that way, or you feel like you're not worthy anymore, but you really are worthy. So you really have to just find that clarity and that confidence, and a coach can help you do that.
Yeah, and a job would be lucky to have y'all.
Yes.
All right, so your best resume recipe book is something you offer as well as your services. Can you just touch on the book for me for a
Yes,
sec?
absolutely. It's an easy, under 50-page book. It's available on Amazon. There are templates included, resume templates and cover letter templates for people, and it's just my way of sharing what I know with everyone who is willing to read it, and I'm so happy to share it.
If you're going to get plugged in with anyone on LinkedIn, I feel that it should be Jennifer.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Jennifer, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rosie.
Of course, Jennifer says, change your resume, change your life. Learn more about the services she offers at bestresumecoach.com.